Stitch. When you do decorative stitching on a thinner fabric like this, you want to make sure that you have some sort of stabilizer on the back. Now I'm using a tearaway stabilizer, but as you can see, any stitch that has width, this one is a zigzag and it's over the stabilizer, but here it's not on the stabilizer. You can see how it scrunches up the fabric. So that's why it's important to use some sort of stabilizer on this thinner fabric. When we're doing decorative stitches, we have lots to choose from. We have menu 2 with 2 pages, and we have menus 3 and 4, which are 2 different fonts. In addition to that, we can also do our direct select stitches in menu 1. There are numbers associated with each stitch. Now when you select that stitch, you don't have to push the zeros that are in front of the number. You can just push the number, like number 4 or number 33. However, if you do choose to do 0, 3, 2, you can do that if you want to. It's just not necessary to do that. But you do need to push your numbers in rapid succession, like 33. Don't go 30 and then 3, otherwise you'll get 3 up here because you waited too long between digits. So in rapid succession, just like you would normally do if you were pushing numbers on the telephone. So we start out by pushing this button here for programming a stitch combination. Now that happened to give us that one right there. We want to erase that so that's not part of our stitch combination. So push this button, hold it, and it erases it. Okay, I want to spell the word baby and have a heart in the front and a heart in the back. So to do that, let's start out with that heart that comes at the beginning. So we're in menu 2. I'm on the second page. This is the heart, stitch number 138, 138. And there it is. In order to do lettering, we need to go to menu 3, like that. The first letter of baby is B, and so we're going to put 12. That's the number for that. A is 11. Got another B. And the number for Y is 35. Now we're going to go back to menu 2 for that heart at the end. And that was 138. Now if we were going to stitch that out, it would stitch it over and over again if we pressed this button here. But if we only want it stitching one time, then we press that so that this icon disappears like that. Now we can take a look at what our stitch combination looks like by using these buttons right here. So I'm going to go forward. There's a heart at the beginning, then there's a B, A, B, Y, and another heart. When the machine gets to the end of this last heart, it will do a tie-off. But we want to make sure that this first number is 1, so we start at the beginning heart. Notice that it recommends foot B, not foot A. Foot B has this little channel at the bottom here. That's so that the thickness of the thread that's being put into the fabric can flow through. So let's switch out the feet. Pull this forward, put it into the accessory tray, put this one on like this, and it's on, ready to go. Let's start right here. Now, interestingly, the machine will give you a tie-off at the end, but it doesn't give you a tie-off at the beginning of your stitch combination. So for that reason, we want to push the tie-off button right here, and you don't even need to put your foot on the pedal. It will just give you several stitches in place. Now we're ready to sew. And then we can push the cutter button, and there we have it. Notice also when I am guiding the fabric, I'm only gently guiding it. I'm not pushing it or pulling it. I'm just making sure that it stays nice and even, and I'm steering straight. So there's our tie off at the beginning. You can't see it really well, but those stitches are well secured right there at the beginning. And at the end, we've got a nice clean little knot there. So you can see it looks nice and clean on the front, and we can cut off our beginning thread right at the fabric, just like that. Now, what if we wanted to put an extra space here between the heart and the B and the Y and the heart. We can do that in programming. Now in the font menu, that would be M3, there is a space, number 71. So I'm going to put 71 right here. And that's not what it looks like when it's stitched out. It's actually 2 stitches there. It just shows that there's going to be a space between the heart and the B. And I'll show you. That's the heart, that's the space, and that's the B. Now let's go forward until we get to the Y, and then we're going to add another one of those. 71 will give us a space right there, and then we've got that heart. Now we can also just make sure we've got everything where we want it to be. Again, let's see, I'm going to back up. The first heart there as 1. The second symbol or place that we put in there is the space, which is going to be 2 stitches. So you can see 2 stitches right there. B, A, B, Y, another 2 stitches. And they're going to be right at the baseline where they should be, and the heart. So let's stitch that out and see what that looks like. Now you can also unplug your foot control and use your start-stop button, because the machine will automatically stop at the end of your stitch sequence. Good idea to make sure that your bobbin thread is pulled up, and then we do our tie-off stitch first. And then you can press the start-stop button, briefly hold it as you press it. And there you can see we have added spaces. 2 stitches have been added between the heart and the first letter, and between the last letter and the heart. So what if we wanted to add stitches between these snowflakes here on stitch number 35 in menu 2? What we would do is we would need to add a stitch from menu 1, and I'll show you how to do that. First, we want to erase this previous combination, and you can either erase it stitch by stitch, or you can just press and hold, and it will erase the entire sequence. We want to start with menu 2, because that's where that snowflake is. Menu 2 is 135. There it is. But now we want to add a space between that snowflake and the next one. So we're going to go to menu 1, right there, and add a stitch right here, and it's just going to be a single straight stitch. That's what I've added. Now we want to have a repeat of that, so I'm going to push this repeat button here so we can get a whole line of stitches. Now this is what it's going to look like. I'll go to stitch number 1, stitch number 2, stitch number 1 again, and so forth. Okay, so let's get started. Remember, tie off first, and then get started. Now, if I want to, I can push this button right here, and that will make sure it goes to the end of the snowflake when I do my tie off, instead of doing it somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to keep going. And notice I pushed that while it was sewing, but it went and finished that last snowflake. Here we go. And you can see there's a little bit of a space between each snowflake, and that really helps them stand out. Okay, now I'm going to show you something else. We're going to erase that one. And this time we're going to use the elongation key. We're going to do 36, but I want a longer diamond and a shorter diamond. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now we're already in menu 2, which is where 36 is. We're going to use this elongation key after we press 36. And notice it shows up right here. So I want to do that one, but I want to do the second one longer. So I'm going to do another diamond right here. It looks just the same, but that's actually the second one. So I'm going to make that one longer, like that. It doesn't show it here, but it will make it longer. So let's get started. Look at that beautiful stitch combination right there. And that is using the same symbol, but just elongating it for every other stitch. So we're going to use the mirror key to do an interesting effect with this stitch. This stitch is in menu 2 and it is 122. I've already selected 122 and there's only one stitch in the combination. So I'll do it again, 122. Now the second one, I'm going to turn it over by pressing the mirror key like that. We're going to repeat the stitch sequence right there. And you can see one of the flowers is right side up, another one is upside down, right side up, upside down. So that can make a nice decorative border using the mirror key. Now, whenever you do that, make sure that the stitches join right there in the middle. You wouldn't want to have something that joins just at the bottom or off to the side somehow, because it wouldn't look quite right. But there are several stitches that you can use the turnover key so that every other stitch is faced the opposite direction. If you found this video to be helpful, give us a thumbs up. And if you have comments, questions, or ideas for other videos you'd like to see, let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.